Hi guys and welcome to Panic with Me. I'm your host Olivia.
And I'm Deima, and today I want to be talking about journaling. So journaling for me and Olivia has been quite important, but especially for Olivia, and you have been on it with me to do a lot more journaling.
Yeah.
So I have done it previously, but it has been a bit of like, it hasn't worked for me. So I was thinking of new ways and ideas of actually how to do it. But most importantly, like why journaling is so good is you just get all your emotions and feelings out of your chest and onto a piece of paper or something like that. So I started actually when I moved away from my student house and into this new place I'm currently living. I was very overwhelmed with all my emotions and feelings, and I wasn't knowing how to cope. And I was like feeling quite alone, and I was just going through a lot that was just like to do with moving and like a new place. Why do you journal, Olivia? Because you love journaling all the time, don't you?
Yeah, so yeah, one reason is definitely to cope with emotions. But I think also another thing is I quite like to write down and implement the things that I've learned.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of therapy, I do a lot of peer support, and you get given like lots of different um tools to use all the time. So I think I quite like to write it down. I like to use workbooks to like use journal prompts and work through things.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like to just have a record of like, yeah, my progress and things like this.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily journal every day. I kind of journal when the mood takes me.
yeah,
And that can be really often. Sometimes I can go weeks without journaling.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's really helpful to have a journal and to try and kind of write down your thoughts and feelings at least sometimes.
Yeah,
Because yeah, otherwise you're suppressing things
yeah.
and that can like come back later. Yeah. I'm
So,
interested to hear how you've been journaling because you haven't told me yet.
no, I haven't. No. So basically, I started doing it like whenever I was feeling a bit down, or wasn't understanding things. So I would write them down. But now I'm kind of trying to make it more like a weekly, every Sunday sort of thing. So I'm gonna show you my template, and like I am okay to share this with you guys. So I do it in Word document because I feel like I can type it, I can go and re-edit it.
Mhm.
And yeah, so my feelings and emotions, and then I just type the date and then start writing like what I've been feeling really low. I stayed in that house for 2 years, I missed my bedroom, like simple things like that. Um, you know, Iggy says that life doesn't go to plan. If I stay in this house, I wouldn't want to find out what my horrible housemates could potentially do to me and destroy my mental health further. you know, and then like I describe like my feelings, so I bullet point them. So sad, demotivated, tired, and then to make myself feel a bit better, like how do I feel after writing this? So I feel a little bit better, just getting off my shoulders and just having it somewhere else written then all in my head. I used to love writing in my diary, but for a long time I haven't liked writing inside it, even though I know it's better to use pen and paper. I feel like this document works better for me right now. Hopefully it will get me to write a lot more, which is more convenient right now, especially that I'm moving places. And then what am I going to look forward to? Slowly starting to sort my things into piles. I'm going to watch Zoe and Alfie vlogs. I'm going to do some modeling. So very, very simple things. And then I've just like carried that on. Um, and then as I did this, I started adding more and more things, especially that I was wanting to do it more weekly. So then again, like this will be the section where I write what's happening and then like my feelings, so bullet pointing. What am I going to be focusing on? Like that could be like during the day or for the week. Like what is going to be my focus? Or
Mhm.
that could be like something personally to improve on, like my patience, for example. Why do I feel this way? To actually think about like that it's okay to feel like this. You're like, you're smiling, you're
I'm
so
loving
proud
this.
of me,
I'm really proud of you. Yeah. Can you see?
yeah, I can. How do I feel after writing this? And most of the time, like when I get to this one, it's like I feel like before I start writing it, I'm like, oh, I know this question. Yeah, I'm gonna feel great after I've written this. But actually, when I start typing, it's like, now I realize this and I realize that. And it's not the same sort of answer like, yeah, I feel great after writing this, which is like a simple thing that usually goes through my mind. It's actually like, it gets more deeper once you start like typing, especially.
Yeah.
What am I going to look forward to again? And then I think this is like new, what I have added based on like weekly. And then like when I do more of these things and I'm like, oh, this is something else that I could be like writing like a specific, you know, headline. What have I achieved this week? So, you know, I will go through and be like, I have made plans to make my business cards. I have went to work every day this week. I have read a book. Simple.
Gone ice skating.
I went ice skating. And then what am I grateful for? Because this is what me and you have been doing quite a lot, but because we are so far away and we're not talking like every day, or sometimes we just forget, you know, what am I grateful for? So, you know, list bullet points, doesn't have to be like titles, simple. And you know, sometimes it is hard for me to be like, yeah, like it's hard to write a sentence, so it's like bullet pointing is so much easier. Listing. And you know, if then I go back and like, no, I want to change this. For me, like in a diary, I don't want it to be messy because I'm like quite a neat freak with my diary. So with a Word document, I can go back and be like, yeah, get rid. And then what is the one thing I need to work on personally? So, you know, I can type that, whatever I feel like I really needed to improve on for the next week.
Yeah, I think that's really, really awesome. I think a couple of things that have stood out to me. One, like in your first journal entry, you say something like, I know that it's better to use paper and pen.
Yeah.
People always have an opinion, don't they? They always have an opinion on how things should be done.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing it, then you're doing it right. You know, there's not necessarily a right way, a better way to do things. It's different for everyone. I know there are studies that are like, oh, if you write by paper and pen, then it's better. But if this is what's convenient and motivating for you to do it, then you're probably going to get more out of it than just like writing paper and pen and forcing yourself. And like you say, getting caught up on things like layout and all of that.
Yeah. I've felt a lot of pressure to write in my diary like I used to do when I was like a teenager. I just can't, like I really wanted to journal, you know, but I just couldn't do it. I've got millions of like notepads and stuff, but it's like I just get too overwhelmed and just whatever works for people, doesn't it? Like, do you journal in like a book?
Yeah, I do. And I'm dyslexic. I can't spell, it's scruffy, it's just all over the place, but I don't care. And it is just like done. But then like all of my organization things and all of that are done on the computer. So this is the only one thing in my life that I actually write, and I don't have to worry about spelling or grammar or anything like that because I just scribble in it. But that works for me, and it wouldn't work for other people. And like I say, like some people write in their journal daily. You've made a goal to journal weekly. I journal just when I feel like it. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. And actually, the other thing I was going to say about kind of what stood out, what I do like about your journal as well is like, what am I grateful for? What have I done right this week? You know, the positive things about yourself. What have I achieved this week? You know, what have I learned? Any questions like that are really good, because then you go away. Oh, and what I really loved as well is, what am I going to focus on? What am I going to do next? What am I going to do to look after myself? These are really questions to ask yourself and commit to. you know, like in our previous video we were talking about like the rest thing. What you're doing is you're setting an intention to take action to look after yourself, which is like really powerful and important. But yeah, because like I don't have any particular special way that I journal. I'm not like, dear journal, I'm just like, just literally scribble notes, almost like I'm in a lecture sometimes. Sometimes it'll be a poem, sometimes it'll be a drawing, sometimes it will be, you know, a long list of prose. Your journal can be whatever you want. And yeah, it's like Mind calls it a me book, which is like an interesting way to think of it as well. Like it just has to be for you.
With like my journal, I always like, when I think of something else, like a little prompt or something, I go on and add that in, and I love it.
That's nice. Yeah, and there's something quite fluid about a Word document, which is nice as well. So yeah, like I think that was really good. And journaling is really helpful. And put down in the comments your how you journal and things that you do. I met one person the other day who bullet journals just 1 point a day.
Nice.
And I like that. And there's gratitude journals, just one thing you're grateful for a day. Yeah, it's really good. Like some people write pages, some people do a bullet point, but it's really good like habit and technique to have to like process life, because it all goes on. And like you said, to learn about yourself in the situation, come out clearer. So yeah,
thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at the end of this video.
Bye.
Bye.